Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's kick off our Retro Sunday with Phantasy Star 4 running on the Mega Drive, or Genesis, depending on what region you're from. Oh my god, did I not save last time? Oh, holy crap. I thought I did. Oh man, okay, well, we'll try to get through this part as fast as we can then. Thankfully it's not much. We can zip through it pretty well. I could have swore we saved. But so she doesn't let you skip any of this. I'm back in the old days, you know? Might have broke all the logic in the game to have somebody be able to skip. Wouldn't have been an uncommon thing, you know? That's right. We found out about the principal's little cover-up operation. I do hope at some point in time Sega decides to revisit this and give this this game particularly, or especially, you know, the love it deserves with a good remake. I mean, they did one on PS2, which was a little bit of a tragedy. Well, I guess that means we'll just have a slightly longer session this time around, since, you know, well, I was a moron apparently and didn't save. Excuse me. I'll turn on the Game Genie for this. At least speed through this part. Man, I can't believe I didn't save. What the hell was I doing? I must have been super tired last week. When am I not super tired? I swear I have a problem with my brain's weariness factor. Even coffee isn't helping lately. I should probably get my head examined. I tell you, the Genesis controller, the Mega Drive controller, is my least favorite controller. I think the only other controller that I think is worse was the original Xbox controller, the Duke. Although the size of the Duke controller was never really a problem, it was just the really weird hard buttons, the face buttons. The strangely short trigger length, and then the button placement is just like, I think the human designed this, not one that plays games. But yeah, the mushiness of the Mega Drive controller is the thing that gets me. It doesn't really feel very tight, and the 6-foot controller did fix a lot of the comfort issues, but the buttons themselves still feel super mushy. I don't know what it is about the build craftsmanship of it, build quality. It's not bad build quality because the controllers still work, obviously, but they never really felt right. Also the days before, instant text scroll was a thing, apparently. But like I said, it might have been because it would have broken the game to add some feature like that. I think people, what people don't realize in the modern age is how delicately these games were put together. How easily they could be, they could crash and be unplayable or lock up. So it was a real art to get these things to work the way they should work. I think it's interesting too that the translation team was trying to factor in the amount of time that's passed since Phantasy Star 2 and 3. I mean, it's been thousands of years, or at least 1,000 years. So even some of the information they have is maybe slightly inaccurate, like the pronunciation and the spelling are not quite what they would be. And that was the sort of factor in the fudge factor of history. At least that's what they say. I don't know. Maybe they just screwed up in the translation. But if that's all true, and they were trying to recreate what history would be like, told many thousands of years later, or 1,000 years later, then that's a cool idea. Although then that would just make folks who are let's just call them attention to detail focused, maybe to a disturbing and unhealthy degree, that would just drive them crazy, right? Like, hey, you got this wrong. No, that wasn't consistent with. It's like, yeah, that's on purpose, buddy. 1,000 years have passed. You think any of this information would be accurate? 1,000 years ago on another planet, which is destroyed. I think... Well, I need to do some fighting for sure. Is there a weapon shop here? That's the super weird thing about the Phantasy Star world is that, you know, the reliability of certain shops to be available in every town is just not a thing. That's true since the first game. You know, sometimes you get a town with an item shop but no weapons. Sometimes you get a armor shop with no items or weapons. So, northeast, the Piata. Northeast, okay. Did incorporate that, though, the ability to kind of get a brief summary, you know, especially if you haven't played a game for a while. Which is a great idea, you know, rather than just depend on somebody's memory or if they're taking notes or something. Just give them a little brief summary of where they need to go next. Alright, let's go. Let's see if we need to talk to anybody in particular. I don't think we need to do anything to trigger any quests. At least not in this village. Don't worry, when we get to some new material, I'll read this stuff out. But, you know, we did read this entire thing already. Yeah, I do really like the aesthetic of Phantasy Star. You know, dramatically different than what was going on with Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. You know, I mean, it had its own identity. You know, very early on in the outset. Still does. I mean, when you look at Phantasy Star Online 2, it's quite a bit different looking than other games in its same class. Although they really got to fix that interface for Phantasy Star Online 2. It is such a jumble of menus, clearly designed 10 years ago. It's like it's hard for new audiences to jump into that game. It's like everything's so archaic. Actually, what do they have on them? You have Chaz, you have two hunter knives. Alice has a boomerang. Han has daggers. I think that's fine for now. Yeah, it's a two-handed weapon. Also, before the days of having the ability to compare equipment. Leather crown, leather cloth, leather helm, leather cloth, leather band, leather shield, leather cloth. Okay, so nothing I don't already have. Yeah, the Genesis still, you know, I mean, it still has kind of a funky look to it. I think it's just, you know, I wish they would have had a little bit more foresight into having more available colors. But you know, it was more. It's more colors than the Master System, and that's what they were, you know, that's what they were basing their technology on. Certainly more colors than the NES. Which at that time was their major competition. You know, and then the PC Engine came along, and it was like, well, yeah. I mean, generally things look a little better. It's just that, you know, they can only do a single plane for the most part, unless they were doing animated animated tiles to kind of fool you visually into thinking that there's more layers of scrolling. But even now, I mean, I look at Mega Drive games and it's just like, ah, man, I just wish I had more color. I wish the dithering wasn't so apparent all throughout every game. Which is here where, you know, not every single pixel is colored in. You know, just kind of save on the storage, even though this is a massive game. Carbon shield here, the one with the shield. You can tell there's some shortcuts here and there. Which is why, you know, I'd certainly love a you know, kind of a revisit of this game. Just even filling in, you know, filling in the detail. I think it deserves it. I don't know why Sega has just completely abandoned their turn-based Phantasy Star games. It's like, unlike Nintendo and Sony, they just have no appreciation of their own legacy. So many of their properties have just been left to rot. I mean, in a sense, I guess it's nice that they're only focused on new projects for the most part. You know, they'll look forward. Except for Sonic. Sonic, they'll milk forever. It's like the one thing that they don't mind dredging up. Maybe in good and bad ways. You know, we're getting a bit of their old legacy in some of the Yakuza games on occasion. Occasionally enough, it's like Nintendo with their online service that features you know, the Mega Drive Genesis library. They're the ones that are keeping the old properties alive, you know. And Nintendo's not even doing a particularly good job, but they're at least doing it. I mean, every once in a while, Sega will release a compilation of emulated titles that are terribly emulated. You know, just like a real insult to to their Mega Drive fan base. It's like, yeah, we'll give you some old games, but we'll make sure that the quality's not so good. I mean, even on PC, like Sonic's Mega Classic Collection or whatever it's called. I mean, you'd think on PC they would get that right, but no, those games are just not well emulated at all. You know, I buy them every time, kind of hoping that they maybe learn the lesson or maybe have some competent team behind it that actually cares about the, you know, how the original hardware looked and played, but still upscaling it to a modern display, something that's pleasant looking. But yeah, never. It's always been a disappointment. I don't think they've released a single good compilation. The only ones good being the ones from M2, and you know, most of those are on the 3DS at this point in time. M2's busy doing, you know, Arcade Archives and their Shot Trigger series. I mean, they're swamped with work. So I don't expect them to be working on any Sega properties anytime soon. I think this will be where we left off. We just got room. And you know, I'm only hoping that since it's a premium service, that Nintendo puts a little bit more work into it. They did release some new games on their Genesis app, you know, Mega Drive app, but only 4 games, and you know, it's been, I think, more than 4 months since the last time they did an update on that. Like, for a paid service, it's kind of pathetic. But it is Nintendo, and it is hardware which they've never published. But they do put work into it. Like, they do patch the games that show up on the premium online service. So you're not just getting, you know, quick and dirty ROM dumps. I mean, they actually do put work into it. It was like that with the Wii as well. You know, Phantasy Star. This game, Phantasy Star 4, was patched up before it hit that service, fixing some old bugs, introducing some new ones too. But you know, generally the spirit of it was trying to fix the old bugs that were breaking the old game. Which, you know, I don't think Sega's ever done for their Genesis, their Mega Drive Mega Collection, or the Sonic Collection. Those just feel like very quick and dirty ROM dumps. Look at this stuff, you know, I mean, It would be nicer if like all of these details were filled in, like every pixel was drawn, or at least more of them, at least double, because it gives you kind of a grainy look, and which is not necessarily a good thing. And, you know, if you're playing like a modified Mega Drive like me, you know, kind of made for a modern output, sometimes the clarity kind of hurts it a little bit. But at the same time, all the filters that try to introduce CRT-like displays are too extreme. You know, the scan lines are too thick. You know, the blurring is too blurry. Because I have an old Panasonic 32-inch TV that I hook up for like the Saturn and the PlayStation 1 or the GameCube, and that picture is really clear. You know, even for an interlaced display, looking, you know, much better than any of these retro filters. It's like, I don't know if the guys who make these retro filters have ever seen like a good CRT display. It seems like that answer is no. I don't know how they're calculating the look of their retro filters, but they never look, at least it's been my experience, they never look like a CRT, like a good CRT. It's always been like the Walmart Quasar CRT. It's like, no, our TVs were better than that. You know, if you're spending money, you know, some good money on it. Maybe if you had one of those old big-ass projection TVs, that would make sense if that's the kind of quality they were looking for. Where size is the only thing that matters, you know, to hell with picture quality. The Phantasy Star encounter rate. I don't know why it bothers me more in a Phantasy Star game than it does in like a Final Fantasy game, which, you know, at this time period, I mean, they had slightly less random encounter rates, but not much more or less. But in Phantasy Star, like, you really feel it because you're going through so many battles. Where the hell are we going? I have no idea. I mean, I need to raise levels anyway, so it doesn't really matter. That's the thing about these older RPGs, that even if you're wandering around and you're lost, I mean, it's not necessarily bad, as long as you still have enough health and items to fight, and you don't go into an area which you're not supposed to, you know, that'll completely devastate your party. And being a little lost and getting some additional money and levels is, almost encouraged. Yeah, like even the ground texture here, you know, all this green here towards the bottom of the screen, how, you know, how it's not filled in very well. Like, it's very, very sparsely detailed. I mean, if they could fix all this, or even the backgrounds there, or, you know, the dotted hills, they just don't appear nice and solid. It would mean it would take a lot of work, no doubt, to kind of get this on the same level as something that would have prepared on the PC Engine or the Super Nintendo. But and I don't know how many people would actually buy something like that, especially since, you know, Sega has, you know, they tend to abandon their properties and just, you know, leave them there. They don't celebrate them as much as other companies. Like, it's hard to get excited about something when the company itself is not excited about it. But it also might be a reflection of sales. You know, maybe the sales just aren't that good. But is it not good because people aren't interested, or because people aren't aware? I mean, there's a lot of factors in there. I really hope I'm going to the right place. I think this is the right place. There's only so many places you can go. You are kind of locked in on where you can and can't go. At least for the initial part of the game, until you start getting transportation options. File has been saved. Hopefully it remembers this. The entrance is blocked. No sweat, this should be a cinch. Everybody, stand back. Flaily, or flaily. Wow. Shall we go? That art he just used, I've never seen it before. That technique's different too. I'm not surprised you've never seen it before. This is what we call magic. Magic? Okay, we got some new material. I'll be a little bit more careful this time. I'm trying to run through everything. Look, I mean, even the animation of the battles is cool. Like, the backgrounds are cool. They're just like only sparsely. I mean, the details there. It's just that the pixel count's not there. You know. I don't know. Maybe Sega can hire whoever did the Final Fantasy pixel remasters. Yeah, because see, this is kind of a weird effect here, which looks slightly different on a CRT, but it still looks kind of grainy, you know. That's just the nature of the dithering. I mean, it's only going to look so good. But I think this HDMI mod, it's or, well, I guess it's really an RGB to HDMI mod. I think it's still pretty good. It's a pain in the ass to install. In the end, I probably would never do that again. You might say soldering is not my favorite activity. Right down there with, you know, getting your balls kicked and having somebody pull out your nose hairs one by one. Yeah, I wish you wouldn't say that if you're just like examining an empty space. It's like, why even have that text there? It's just something else you have to scroll through. It's just such a boneheaded thing to leave in there. It's like, just respond with nothing. It's fine. It's like, you will see her say that message often, quite often. You know, because of the way that the movement works is that, you know, you sort of bump into stuff and then they kind of walk around it automatically. They don't just like keep walking forward, which is bad sometimes, because sometimes you just want to face forward and look at something, but because of the way the pathing is set up, you know, they'll just bounce off that area that you're looking at. Trying to examine the whole room before we start jumping into any doors. Wait, why am I back outside? What? What was the other door? Yeah, and I don't set up my macros until we fill out the party. Otherwise you have to set macros for, 5 party members after you set it for 4. I don't think it'll be that long before we get the last party member. Of course, party members will shift in and out. At least you have something set for 5 people versus 4 people. This is also one of those games I'm surprised they never released a CD version for. Seemed like a no-brainer, but this did come kind of at the end of the Mega Drive lifetime, so maybe they just didn't feel that it would be worth it. But, they did like cliffhanger. They could have spent some extra money to do Phantasy Star. Need to raise more levels. My levels are low. When we turn off the Game Genie, I'll be getting my ass kicked. This is Tonoe. Hey, how'd you get in here? Yeah, I've heard about what's going on in Molcom. That darn Zeo. My husband likes to sit lost in thought. He's probably somewhere thinking about something right now. The instruments they chose for the relaxing in music is kind of... We'll say that's where Capcom got pretty much everything right with all their save game music for the Resident Evil games. If I may say so myself, I'm pretty good at making machines, but I'm no good at cooking. I'd like to bake a cake. Alshane? I know nothing about it, but if you have questions, you should go to Grandfather Doran. This looks like food, I think. Hey, it's Parmenian. Help! Don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you. Welcome to the tool store. Now, let's buy some tools. Cure paralysis. Oh, yeah, I definitely need that. Need a telepipe to go back to... basically a town portal. A telepipe. An escape pipe. Yes, please. We should buy some antidote. There we go. Go away! How rude. Armor store, okay. Titanium helmet. Titanium mail. Well, I need a titanium helmet. Chaz and Alice can both use the titanium mail. Oh my god, it's so expensive. Han can use the carbon suit. And the titanium shield. Chaz is using a two-handed weapon and Alice is using a boomerang, so they probably can't use the shield. I think the boomerang is two-handed. Yeah, I think that's two-handed. Oh, never mind. I guess maybe I can use it. I don't know, it's too bad there's not that much room for text. Because it's like everything has, you know, everything is not spelled out. You know, it's I don't know what's the word for shortening all these letters. I don't know. Alice can use a shield with a boomerang. Oh, I guess you can. Okay, well, we should buy her a shield then. Ugh, a lot of money. Damn it. Okay, well, we can sell some stuff too. Oh, he's using a two-handed weapon. He's glaring at me. Let's move on. Okay, do the knife. Nope. Clicking too fast. Oh, I sold my monomy. Damn it. Carbon shield. Do I need another carbon shield? I don't. Well, I'll hold on to that one. Okay. Armenians like to go to war. I refuse to get embroiled in battles started by people like that. I mean, he's not wrong. You Parmenians, why are you here? Go away! Go away! Out of my way, and stop roaming around aimlessly. Oh, well, that's never gonna stop. The shop owner's asleep. I won't wake him up. Wow, look at all this junk. Are these actually articles for sale? It looks like they're closed today. Weapon store. Okay, what can I afford? Nothing. Steel sword, Titan sword, slasher. Titan slasher. Han can use the Titan dagger. Phantasy Star moving system. Oh, it's a Parmenian. Well, we don't have anything to sell to you. Our pride and joy is the refined art of titanium. I bet you've never seen a weapon of titanium in any of your towns, have you? I mean, that's true. It's the first time we run into it. I'm the information monger, Grandfather Doran. What exactly do you want to ask? Is it about the secret of refining titanium? No. You want to know why the path to this village is blocked by a rock? No. Then do you want the measurements of that famous and beautiful hunter, Alice Brangwyn? Also known as the 8-stroke warrior? No. And if you don't have any business here, stop talking to me. I'm real busy. You know, I lived in Molcom, but Zio attacked Molcom. My brother fought valiantly. He just wasn't a match for Zio. My mom and dad both died. My brother and I barely escaped with our lives. This is what I like about the Phantasy Star world too. It's just like there's so many different classes of life. You know, there's bird people and human people, bear people and tiger people. I mean, got such a variety of things. You know, rat people. No. Why is the passage blocked? In preparation of a possible assault by Zio, we've closed ourselves off. I see. It's referred to as a secret, and it really is a secret. Information monger. No. Path to the village is blocked. No. Measurements of that famous beautiful hunter, Alice, who's right in front of you. Now you're talking. Starting from the top, 36, 20. Oh, ouch. What are you doing? How dare you strike me without warning? Huh? Yikes! Alice Brangwyn! You blabbling old fart. You tell every single fool who comes here my measurements? Oh, help me! Rune! It's you, Rune. Please help me. You don't change, do you, old man? Please excuse him, will you, Alice? The old man doesn't have any bad intentions. That's why I put up with it. Grandfather Doran, I came to retrieve the item I entrusted you in your care. Also, these people are looking for Alschlein. Wait, A-L-S? Alschlein? No, I'll be Alschlein. It's a weird combination of sounds. If all you want is Alschlein, feel free to take whatever you need. It's in the back of the basement warehouse out back. Go help yourselves. Thank you. Alice, let's go. Oh, wait! That place is unused right now, so it may be a teensy bit dangerous. Grizz, will you guide these people? My pleasure. My name is Grizz. Nice to meet you. Well, I have some business with Grandfather Doran here, so I'll say so long here. Oh yeah, Pipsqueak. I've had enough of you. Don't get any silly thoughts, like taking on Zio into that little head. Huh? Guys? At this stage of the game, you're no match for him. Maybe our paths will cross again. Alice. Yeah? Take care. Me? Taking on Zio? Thanks, Rune. New party member. Looks like quite high quality stuff. After all, this is an information healer. Do we have anything we can equip Grizz with? I mean, he's already pretty well handled here. Like to bake a cake. That is a common thread in the Phantasy Star games. There's always a cake quest. Ever since the first game, and even Phantasy Star Online, there was a cake quest, which was pretty delightful for fans of the old series to see that cake quest. I'm sure there's one in Phantasy Star Online too. I just haven't run into it yet. Oh sure, you want to make the best, you're bound to have many failures too. Success is arrived at through numerous failures. I didn't realize that would exit me. It's a cabinet. It's not nice to open cabinets in other people's houses without their permission. Oh, it's rusted shut. Oh, there's a little trick to opening this door. Just hold here, like so, and then 1, 2, 3, lift. It opened. Great, let's go in. There we go. That's the Phantasy Star encounter rate I'm used to. Just every couple of steps, get into a fight. I knew it would eventually make its way into the game. I was just wondering when it was. Hold on just a minute. Okay. Now don't worry, it won't be just Phantasy Star for our Retro Sundays. I do have some other games planned that we'll play. Although we're going to actually finish Phantasy Star. Some of these other games we won't finish. But, you know, I'm giving the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster as a fair shake, so we might as well give Phantasy Star a fair shake as well. Honestly, it's just nice to have an RPG series that's sci-fi. You know, I mean, obviously there's tons of fantasy elements in this, but you know, there are actually spaceships, you know, hovercrafts, you know, plasma weapons, laser swords. It's cool stuff. And all these, you know, these bio monsters, they just have that mutation tint to them that you'd expect out of a you know, a sci-fi universe. Yeah, we don't really have anything else like it outside of Mass Effect, which, you know, is a series that is also pretty much dead. And even then, I wouldn't say Mass Effect got everything right, at least in my mind. Especially as this, you know, as that series started adding more sequels, it seems like the quality got worse and worse. Story-wise, you know, gameplay-wise, I thought it got better, but the story was just like, yeah. Well, maybe the less said, the better. Like, it certainly felt like Mass Effect 1 set up like some really cool stuff, and then Mass Effect 2 just made everything disappointing about all the stuff they set up. And even going into Mass Effect 3, I think, you know, even had the key writers not left, it still seemed like it was a disaster. And even after they, you know, quote unquote fixed the ending, it's just like, this was obviously not very well planned. Like, they didn't have a vision of what would make a good, satisfying story. Or the writers just weren't talented. I mean, not every writer is gonna be able to write an ending. I mean, it's just, I think the expectation that, you know, even if you write a good beginning and middle, that you also know how to write a good ending, I think that's not unrealistic. Some people don't know how to write good endings. Some people don't know how to write good beginnings. Some people meander in the middle. So I think there's this weird assumption that, you know, because you wrote something good one time that you're just going to keep writing something good all the time, and that's really just not the case. Who needs it the most? Han needs it. Sometimes a writer writes something really, really good the first time out, and then they're never able to, to match that level of quality. I mean, we see it all the time. Like those writers of Mass Effect 1, I think they were giving like a lot of credit, especially after Mass Effect 2. Where it's like, okay, maybe you don't know what you're doing. Maybe you're not really that good at writing. And 1 was kind of a fluke, you know? You can say the same thing about all those Matrix movies, right? Really well written the first time around, and then they just had no idea what to do with it after that. And it very much shows. Maybe that's not a popular opinion when referring to Mass Effect sequels, but yeah, I just don't feel that there was anything... I don't feel there was any good writing after the first game. Which is weird, because it's the opposite with Dragon Age. Like, those Dragon Age games got better outside of that second one. That second one was kind of a bad fluke. But the rest of the Dragon Age games, man, those were all really good. Same publisher, you know. But different set of writers, yeah, different set of talent. I was really worried about Dragon Age after that second game. That second game was so absolutely terrible. 0 likable characters. Really stupid plot. You know, despicable ending. This door is sealed tightly shut. It's like everything that could possibly go wrong in a game, in a sequel, went wrong in that game, you know. Boring setting. But then they really made it with it in, all the preceding Dragon Age games. Oh well, yeah. I guess Dragon Age 2 is like the Dark Souls 2 of the series. Alshane. So, this is Alshane. Okay, let's hurry and return to Zema and help those people out. Do you think I can go along? My own town was destroyed by Zio. I couldn't save my father or my mother. One way or another, I need to get my revenge. Hey, Grizz. We're not necessarily making this journey for the purpose of defeating Zio. But didn't that tall guy who was with you say something like that? Oh, that. He was just arbitrarily saying stuff. Either way, I can't stay in this town forever. I'm coming along even if you refuse to take me. Grizz. Come on, Chaz. There's nothing wrong with that. Grizz could be quite a help after all. Grizz could be quite a help, and, after all, no one knows what's going to happen from here on out. Great. Once again, good to be working with you. Yeah, whatever. Let's get going. I know, we're not making Grizz pay. How old and rusted this... Look how old and rusted this is. It won't budge. Let's see, who has the technique? I think it's Chaz, right? Grizz needs a top off here. Really, we should spend some more time here and raise our levels. Earn some more money. We're way too low level. Oh, Yokai Watch 4? I thought they were bringing that over. Maybe not, you know, you never know. Nintendo's super weird about stuff they publish. I'm pretty sure Yokai Watch was really, really popular. Yeah, I think this is I mean, this game is popular, but I think it's sort of, at the same time, kind of forgotten, too. Again, it's like Sega just doesn't, like, they just don't care about their properties. I mean, they had a remake in Japan, never brought it over to the States. And that remake quality was, I mean, pretty suspect. So maybe it's good that we never saw it. Like, they always try to cheap out on their properties. Like, I don't know what it is about Sega and just not putting any time and effort into either proper emulation, you know, by having like the cheapest form of emulation, or like the low budget remakes that they did in the PS2 era. That, you know, looks significantly worse than the original games. I mean, the Phantasy Star remake on PS2 for this game is pretty shameful. Yeah, Megami Tensei. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Megami Tensei took a lot from this. Megami Tensei was pretty unique when it came out. Although that was the Super Nintendo era, I mean, I wouldn't doubt if everybody had like a lot of influence over each other. I mean, that's the thing about creativity, you know. Everybody steals a little bit from each other and tries to put their own spin on it. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it ends up being really, really good. I mean, Resident Evil was a take on the original Alone in the Dark. Which was also, you know, and then Alone in the Dark was kind of, you know, heavily inspired by Sweet Home. Who all got inspired by Lovecraft. Okay, now I don't remember how the hell to get out of here. Okay, yeah, so it's a small dungeon. I don't know how I get lost sometimes. Let's see, where's the inn? Yeah, we better rest up. Oh, so you just happen to be looking at the Phantasy Star series? Yeah. It really is a good series. Even as much as Sega has sort of screwed it up over the years. I was hoping they would really overhaul Phantasy Star Online 2 once they announced you know, that new engine, but yeah, it's still got the same crappy menus. Menus upon menus. It's like you got a new engine, new new character models and everything else, new quest types, but then you're still stuck with the same weird shops spread out everywhere with all the weird menus buried inside of other menus. I mean, it's a free-to-play game, so I guess maybe you can't expect too much from something that's doesn't have the same kind of goals that a single player game would have. And folks that play MMOs tend to be a little bit more forgiving on menu systems, but still. Let's see, how long have we been playing? A little over now? Okay, well, we'll play for a little bit longer. And then we'll hit, what do I have on schedule? I think I have Low G-Man and some IRM game. I can't remember. Maybe Kyrian Quests? You know, that Mega Man inspired game? Yeah, I do like the banter in the for all the characters. They are. This is definitely a product of the 90s. You know, just it's sort of cheesy and funny at the same time. It's sort of like a Total Recall kind of vibe to it. Yeah, and process of elimination. I mean, that's really excellent job on that game. Sometimes Nippon Ichi can be super weird about stuff. I mean, some of the things that they've done outside of Disgaea have been kind of questionable. Usually fun games with some pretty interesting dialogue choices. But I'd say process of elimination. I mean, for my money, I've had more fun with it than I've had Danganronpa. You know, they fit in the same genre. I mean, to be fair, Danganronpa was also, I mean, they're like the pioneers of that murder mystery, that sort of fun murder mystery genre. So they were the first to really kind of grab that sort of cheesy visual novel murder mystery elimination thing. Yeah, we'll see what they do with Phantom Trick. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I doubt Sega will ever do Phantasy Star 5. It seems like there's no interest in it. I mean, they're kind of busy with Phantasy Star Online too. I mean, they're always making improvements to that. This is the village of Krupp. Han, it's Han. You've come home? Well, that's right. Han didn't want to come here. I mean, I'd say if you're going to play this series, the Switch has a nice remake of 1. The only problem you're going to have really is with 2 and 3. Like 2 and 3, there's no good way to play them. There is the Sonic Mega Collection, which has emulated versions of 2 and 3, but the emulation's, I mean, it's not very good. Like the sound is really screwed up on it. Although you will get the gameplay, you just won't get like a good experience necessarily, or you won't get the same kind of experience that you would have gotten off of Mega Drive, or if you want to emulate them. I mean, that's probably the best way to do it right now. And 3 is kind of the mean, it's not very good. I mean, it's an okay RPG, but it's not a very good Phantasy Star. It's not a very good Phantasy Star game. It's good to see you home, Han. Saya will be overjoyed to see you. Go see her. Who's Saya? Oh, well. The other day there was a whoops, I read that too fast. What the heck? The other day there was a tremendous amount of smoke coming from the west. I wonder if there was a big fire somewhere. Yeah, what the heck? Why did we skip this town? Okay. This village's most successful citizen is Han, the armorer's only son. He's a professor at Motavia Academy. We're really proud of him. What? Well, if it isn't Han. Oh, professor, huh? Okay. I guess Han didn't tell him that he's not quite a professor. Okay, carbon helm, carbon crown. Carbon suit, carbon shield. I think the carbon crown is the only thing we need. Oh, these old interfaces. Carbon crown. Oh wait, she can use a Titan crown? Oh, okay, I just wasted my money on the carbon crown. Yay! He's a Titan. He has a leather band. Oh, we should probably give him something, huh? Use a circlet, but the circlet's not better than his leather band. Yeah, and the weird thing about Phantasy Star 3 is that it's a game that seems to run at half speed, on top of already being kind of slow. So yeah, I would approach 3 with a very open mind if you're going to play it, because it is not like the other Phantasy Star games. On purpose, right? Wasn't really meant to be like the other Phantasy Star games, but that's sort of to its detriment as well. Han, considering that you are disinherited, you sure have some gall to step into this house. You don't help in the family business, you just study. What use is that? Pa, right now the whole planet is in serious danger. I want to help with the power of science. That's why I'm studying. Han, it's good to see you home. Your pa goes on like that, but he's really very proud of you. I know, Ma, but my feelings won't change. Okay, yeah, we can't open. We're not Link, unfortunately. Han's pa talks like that, but it's thanks to Han sending us the scientific literature that he has completed. He has completed that a rural place like this is able to sell such splendid weapons. Did I read that right? It's thanks to Han sending us that scientific literature that he has completed that a rural place like this is able to sell. What's this one? I wonder what that word is supposed to be. Completed is obviously not the right word. He has concluded? Maybe? I guess we were supposed to not come here without Han at some point in time. I don't know. What a pig this dog is. It never stops eating. What a pig this dog is. It can't be helped, don't you think? After all, being a child of that mother. Jeez. What a very not nice thing to say. Tool store. I think we have somebody who can cast Ryoka. Right? Is it Han? No? Yeah, let's go to... Well, actually, let's finish exploring this place and then we can use Ryoka. Saya! Han, you've come home. I'm so happy. Saya, I've missed you. Let me introduce you to everyone. This is my fiancé, Saya. Fiancé? It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Saya. Saya teaches children here in her home. Wow, I'm impressed. Oh no, it's about the only thing I'm capable of doing. Alice and Chaz are hunters. They are assisting me in my task. It's a difficult job, isn't it? Thank you for taking care of him. Oh, jeez, wow. Talking shit about her fiancé. Thank you for taking care of Han. Now, don't you worry. Everything will be okay. But if anything were to happen to you, Saya. Han. Oh, you two. So funny. I want to use the bathroom, but I'll have to hold it till class is over. I don't want to miss a thing Saya is teaching. I think the recent environmental disaster was deliberately caused by someone. Oh, what a smart aleck kid. I want to grow up to be like my teacher Saya, but I wouldn't like a guy like Han. He's got to be more reliable. Ahem. When I grow up, I'm going to ask my teacher Saya to marry me. I made a promise to her. It's true. It's funny. Everybody knows Han is kind of not a good fit. My teacher Saya is kind and beautiful. I love her. Oh, she has quite the house. Like this giant-ass classroom in the front of her house. Thank you again for taking care of Han. Death Come True. I don't think I've played that. It doesn't sound familiar. I guess I'll put it on my list of things. The many, many list of things that I want to check out. My backlog is basically impossible to manage at this point in time. Oh, is it on Steam? Oh, it's 2020, so that's new. Well, I mean, it's not 1990, I guess. On PS4, yeah, I'll check it out. It's on Switch too. Huh, I'm actually surprised I managed to miss it if it was on Switch. Yeah, I'll add to the list. Why not? That lake there? It was created by a meteor that struck the planet. A crater filled with water long ago. Unbelievable, huh? See that little island in the big lake near here? A building on that island has been called Soldier's Temple since long ago. Once I swam over there, but there were monsters all over the island. It was frightening and I came rushing home. I'm confident our child will be safe with Saya. Yeah, I think we do get over there eventually. Oh, we're right here. Okay. I forgot how close we were to Molcom. I guess we just walked right by that other place. Yeah, normally you wouldn't have Han if you're going to that town. We can just use Reeker. go there. What was it? Zema? It's a good thing I brought enough for everyone. Oh, why it's you, Han? By golly, this is some place. There are just tons of relics from an earlier civilization. All over the place. You've come at the right time. You too. Professor Holt, this is no time for that kind of thing. Do you know you were turned into stone by Zio? Hmm? Oh, really? Well, here I am now, as good as new, so not to worry. Alright, let's reopen the investigation immediately. Han. Yes, sir. Go back to the academy. Give them a report on the state of affairs here. Yes, sir. Good. We're off. Further into Birth Valley. Huh, what a strange old man. Oh well, at least we've settled one problem. I'm so sorry, he didn't even say a word of thanks. Well, he's just that kind of guy. Oh, don't worry about that, Han. Well, I'm kind of tired after getting this job done. Let's take it easy today, eh, Chaz? Okay. I'm going to return to the academy. I've got to report about what's been happening till now. Okay, what about Grizz? You were talking about me? I'm going off to conquer Zio, even if that means me alone. Hey, let's not be so rash. I don't care whether it's rash or not. I've already made up my mind. We've come to a good breakpoint with that one job done. Normally at this junction, we would go back to the town of Aido, where the guild is located. Ah! What was that? Someone screaming. No, oh boy. How are we going to get in with that creature blocking the way? We'll have to destroy it. Now? It's Alice. Then no. Guess Zan on him. Why not? He'll die in one hit anyway. How's it now, Alice? Well, it's a little better now. It's a curse. It's because we've violated the sacred area that something like this is happening. A curse? I wonder what's further inside. What's going on? The professor is still in there. Alice? I'll keep it to 1,000 Meseta. My wedding fund. Back in Birth Valley. Yeah, I wish I could do Song of Saya here, but there's basically no place that I could scream Song of Saya that would not violate the terms of service. I think we'll play Song of Saya up to a certain point, until it gets to the point where, there's no way you could stream it. That's like a good seminal like horror. Well, maybe mystery is not really right. I guess it's just straight horror. I've always wanted to do it, but like I said, it's just the material is just too dark and grim for streaming, which is why you only hear summaries of that game. I do wish there was like a streaming service where I could just focus on just adults and have that kind of material. Not worried about advertisers, being scared of parental groups out there trying to dictate what's right and wrong, but we'll never get anything like that. Yeah, the cutscenes are like really, I mean, they're very manga inspired. I wish there was more of them. Ah, the monsters from the depths are. Professor Holt has gone into the depths and has not returned. Maybe it's too late. No. Ah, finally getting to the sci-fi portion of the game. That's why I love this series. I mean, it's just having a sci-fi, having like the properly like future sci-fi world it's good stuff. Yikes! What's that? We're going to die. Stop cowering. Men are such cowards. It's nothing. That's true. There's some writing here. Sterilization treatment completed. Please follow the line on the floor. Yeah, it's a great little piece of music here, too. Look at all this stuff. It's got these sci-fi bio-monsters. It's such a great game. It is just marred by its like level of combat. I mean, you just fight so damn much in this game. Like, they definitely did not balance the combat very well. You know, but the world and the characters are really cool. So you just kind of put up with, you know, the large amount of fighting that you have to do. At least proper, you know. I mean, we've activated the Game G on this one, so it's not so much of a bother. But you know, I would have already played like 8 hours by now. Well, I mean, at least 5 hours by now, just getting to the right levels and buying, you know, having enough money and equipment. And it's like a 100-hour RPG, so under normal conditions. Box is open. Cure paralysis is procured. But a good chunk of that time is you know, engaging in RPG fights. I mean, of that 100 hours, I mean, I think probably, you know, anywhere from 50 to 60 hours are just grinding. And 40 hours of you know, story and gameplay and plot is still pretty good, but man, you really feel it towards the end of this game. You just feel so weary of fighting. Well, having a Game Genie is a godsend. Otherwise, man, it is so you know, it is so difficult, or it can be. GRPT crown. What is that short for? I forget. Yeah, but awesome character designs. You know, awesome monster designs. I mean, Phantasy Star really went out with a bang when they did this game. There's some writing here. West section, unauthorized entry prohibited beyond this point. We're not good at listening to instructions. It's completely sealed. I wonder if it collapsed from the earthquake or something. Yeah, I mean, the fighting engine itself is actually really quick. It does show you the power of the Mega Drive, you know, just being able to load stuff in quickly, load all our characters and scenarios. Well, that's that. Under normal conditions, these fights take a while. I mean, you do kind of get into them. You do kind of get into the grind. And in a way, like the grinding kinds, you know, it's kind of like a Zen sort of feeling to it. especially since you can also create macros for all of your fighting. Like if you're just doing the same thing over and over again, you can just go to the macro button and hit, and program macro A or macro B. If you always want to heal or you always want to fight, you always want to do things in a certain order. They did make that easy, by having macros available. But at the same time, they had to have macros in there just because you do so much damn fighting. Something written here. Elevator E3 to the central block. Do we need to go there first? I think we do, right? Oh, we already went here. Everything kicks our ass here. Oh my god. How much damage that did. Han got it pretty bad. Yeah, maybe we'll start that that game you suggested, in the evening, Death Come True. I'll see if it's still available. I might have to get the Steam one. In which case, I can finally turn them on my Steam Deck. It's been a while since I've actually turned on the Steam Deck. Like the last couple of big Steam games that have come out have not been particularly good on the Steam Deck. It's identical to the find in the basement of the Academy. He must have transported these things from here. I know, there's nothing there. Just have to check. There we go, stuff. I mean, it's so cool. Like, the world is so cool. Antidote? Now you have, the upper part of society kind of living on the remnants of old technology, and the lower portion is still running, like, all this automation down here. Things a little more high-tech. I don't know, I find it fascinating. Ceramic sword. Who uses the ceramic sword? I guess technically Chaz would use it. But I think those are two-handed, though. That means I would lose. Yeah, I'd lose the two Titan daggers. Well, I guess that's okay. Yeah, like we could just go to macro A, and instead of me just tapping the the action button all the time. This kind of thing that I wish Final Fantasy would have incorporated at some point in time. Although again, now Final Fantasy is going to be an action series, so maybe it's not so important anymore. Okay, it led to the same place. Professor, thank goodness you're safe. Oh, it's you, Han. You came to rescue me? Good job. Well, it seems pretty safe here. But how on earth were you able to escape on your own? Well, you see, this person here came to my rescue. Who? Welcome, everybody. I'm glad to have you here. Oh, it's the original Alice. Or, sorry, what was her name? And something. God, I can't remember her name. What? Who are you? My name is Rika. Pleased to meet you. Rika. Those ears. What on earth are you? And what is this place? This is the bioplant. It's a research facility for bioengineering created by a 1,000 years ago by a 1,000-year-old civilization. This is from an ancient advanced civilization? Is it still operational? Oh yes. What's more, this isn't the only one. There are many such systems that have maintained their functionality. And it's thanks to these systems, which control Matavia's climate, soil, and ecology systems, that the human race was able to avoid total destruction after the Great Collapse. Really? Is that true? Yeah, if that's the case, how come this recent environmental destruction is taking place? Even though the control system is still functioning, it can barely maintain the minimal conditions for your existence. Even now, the system is starting to run out of control. Chaz, do you understand? What? Well, then does that mean the recent increase of biomonsters is coming from here? Yes, unfortunately so. If you want to know more, talk to Seed. He's over there. Seed? Yeah, so, I'd say if anything, like Horizon Forbidden West is the thing that stole the most from Phantasy Star. Just underneath this world, in order to keep it surviving, there's these biolabs that, control the climate and the water, and also produce all the wildlife. But like in the first Phantasy Star game, and this is not really a spoiler, but the biolabs kind of go out of control for various reasons that you find out when you're playing the game. So where's this person called Seed? He's right in front of you. What's going on? I am Seed, the control computer for this bioplant. Wow, an artificial intelligence. I can't believe it. That's right, this is no exception. Check my status here. The system is beyond my control. It is continuously breeding harmful monsters. Just as I thought. If we leave each of these systems running out of control, along with the monster problem, we will have abnormal client conditions and violent changes in the planet's surface. Motavia will be destroyed. What shall we do? The only thing we can do is shut down the system. But stopping the system itself will cause problems. We won't be able to maintain the ecosystem. Oh, that's better than the system ruining everything. But these systems are spread all over the place. Don't worry, all we have to do is shut down the plant Nervous, which supplies energy to each system. That will shut them all down. First, please rescue the control android Demi. She's the only one that can stop Nervous. Rescue? What do you mean rescue? Right now, Demi is being held hostage by a man named Zio. Zio again. Who on earth is this Zio? I myself don't know what Zio is all about. So all we have to do is rescue this Demi, right? Where is she being held hostage? She is with Zio. And the name of that castle is Zio's fort. Is that by any chance beyond the quicksand of Mile? Oh, that sinister-looking castle north of Zema. It's a pretty long way to go, but having heard all this, we have no choice. It's been a long time since I felt so excited. And while we're at it, why don't we get rid of that disgusting character Zio? Hey, that's the spirit. So, will you go? Please take Rika with you. Who is this girl anyway? She seems curiously knowledgeable about these matters.
She is my child.
Are you saying that she is an artificial life form?
That's right. She is a product of 1,000 years of improvement on genetic information from a prototype prior to the Great Collapse. I have also given her a basic education. She will surely be a great help to you.
Alright, Seed. We'll take her.
Thank you. I've always wanted to be able to see the outside world. Rika, take care. Okay, let's get going to Zio's fort.
I must first go back to the academy. We have to spread this information as much as possible.
There is only one way for me to stem the outbreak of the monsters. Now that I have sent into the world the fruit of 1,000 years' worth of research, there are no obstacles to its execution. We're outdoors! Wow, I didn't know the sky was so blue. These flowers, they're so beautiful. How lovely. Being cooped up all this time underground, everything must be so novel. What was that? An explosion. Seed. Rika, you must carry on the will of Seed. You can't look back now. I know.
Okay, I think we've been at it for long enough. So we'll stop it there, and I need to make lunch anyway. This is Audapostrophe. You've been watching Phantasy Star 4 running on the Meg Drive, well, known as the Genesis in North America. Yeah, we'll play more of this. Now that we're getting into it, I remember really loving this game when it came out. It is battle heavy. It's the only bad thing about it is that you will be fighting a lot in this game. But it has these battle macros that you run. The battles can be really quick if you equip your party correctly. The grind is that it has a certain sort of feel to it, so that it doesn't. After a while, it doesn't feel bad, but again, towards the end, you really start feeling how heavy the battle system is. But other than that, the story's really cool, the character's cool, the world is cool. Someday, at some point in time, I hope Sega decides to revisit the single-player world of Phantasy Star. But they're making some good money with Phantasy Star Online too, so there is also that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.